Hello, welcome to Women Winning with Money. Today, on our episode of Women Winning with Money, we'll be talking about psychology of money. Have you ever wondered why you keep making the same money mistake? Do you know that your mindset affects the way you save, the way you earn, the way you spend, and even the way you give? What is psychology? Psychology is about how we think and how we behave. It has been said that our money decision is based on 80% emotion and 20% logic. While you were growing up, what did you learn from your parents, from your brother, from the environment, even from the economy? I can remember some times ago, I invested so much in the stock market that I even took a loan from the bank then to buy stock because the stock was doing very well. Unfortunately, the stock didn't do well. It really went down the drain, and I've been finding it difficult going back to stock until I went for a professional course and I learned more about stock. So what have you learned about money? Everything we learn about money affects us, how we think. Have you ever learned that, money is scarce, money is hard to come by? If you have that kind of mentality, you will find it difficult to take risk. You'll find it difficult to invest. Have you ever thought that, rich people are greedy, rich people are bad people? That will affect how you make financial decisions. It will even affect you in making decisions that will help you earn more. So when we talk about psychology of money, it simply means our behavior around money, our emotions about money, and our belief about money. So today we'll be diving deep into psychology of money, and my friends here will be teaching us how to manage our psychology so that we can do well in the investment market.
Thank you very much. I want to share a few key concepts in the psychology of money. She actually touched on a few. So let me start from one of the things she mentioned: emotional decision making. Psychology is behavioral, how you behave, how you think. Now, if you are 80% emotional when it comes to making financial decisions, you will have a tendency to make mistakes. Why? Because emotions are fickle. They always change. Have you ever been so hungry that when it was time to eat, you heaped up so much food on your plate and then you found out you couldn't take more than 3 spoons before you got full? Well, people who have been poor before make emotional decisions when they have money. They try to compensate for the things they lost. We once had a president who kept saying he had no shoes when he was growing up. It is not unusual to find that kind of person buying too many shoes because there was a point in his life when he didn't have shoes. Same thing with clothes. Same thing with food being available in the house. If you grew up without food, you overcompensate for the things in your past that you lost. And then you keep up stocking and stocking even things you do not need. So it's a key concept in behavioral psychology when it comes to financial decisions. If you are emotional about your loss or your past, you will continue to make decisions in the future based on how your past was. Another key concept in psychology of money is loss aversion. Have you not met people who will sit down and look at money and refuse to spend it? Unfortunately, as they are looking at the money is losing value because of inflation. I discovered my money personality, let's just call it a money personality, from playing the cash flow game. In playing the cash flow game, same thing as Monopoly, I had a lot of money and I was offered houses and I refused to buy it. Why? Because when you play these games, you realize that properties might lose value after some time, or something will happen, that area will be zoned out. And because I did not want to lose my money, I kept looking at my money. Meanwhile, everybody else in the game was buying houses, selling houses at a profit, and I just preferred to count my money every day. Now, because you're averse to loss, like she already mentioned, you just don't want to invest. You just want to keep sitting on your eggs, forgetting that they will not even multiply if you keep sitting on them. So aversion for loss is one of those concepts. Another key concept is herding mentality. What is herding mentality? This is what is raining. This is what they are doing. Let us all rush in. I don't know how many people were around 2007 when the stock market hit a big boom in Nigeria. And most people because people were buying stock, went to borrow plenty money to buy stock. And guess what happened? The stock market crashed. And too many people ended up with debts that they could not explain. They didn't even understand the stock market. I mean, they didn't have women winning with money to teach them about investing with stock. So what happens when you join the bandwagon? Is this bandwagon that carried people to MMM? Is this bandwagon that carries people to Ponzi schemes? You are following the herd. You do what everybody is doing without sitting down with your own financial goals to decide what you want to do, because you just want to be with everybody else in the middle of everything. Another one is the confirmation bias. When you have believed something, you have the tendency to see things that confirm what you believe. If, for example, you have said, people don't make money in the stock market, so when you put money there, you will keep seeing signs that confirm what you believe. Another bias that is similar to the confirmation bias is the anchoring bias. And that is the first thing you learn about any type of investment is the only thing you believe about that type of investment. So even when people who know better than the first person you ever spoke to about it come along, you don't believe what they have to teach you. You hold on firmly to your whole beliefs without testing the facts. Now, all these things we have spoken about affect how you decide on what to spend your money on, how you decide how much to invest, when to invest, what to invest. All these behavioral things, they actually affect your financial decision making. However, the reason we are talking about it today is to make sure that you can sit down with yourself, assess yourself, and know exactly what you need to do, what you need to look out for to make sure that you don't fall into the trap of being led by your emotions. Now, Lola will go ahead to tell us about the common things that you would see when it comes to psychology of money.
Thank you, Jumoke. She has told us about the key concepts. I will be talking about the psychological factors that affect investment and affect the way we actually go about investment. The first one I will talk about is fear. Fear of losing your money. A lot of people, out of fear of losing money, would go into panic sales. And when they hear, oh, this is likely to drop, they're not even sure. They don't get the information right. They just go about selling all their investments or selling their shares or their stock. And at the end of the day, they discover that they didn't even have to do that. The other one I'm going to talk about is greed. A lot of people, for the greed of so much money and so much gain, you see them investing in things that are Ponzi schemes. Oh, I really want to make money. They don't even know about it. And you see them investing all because of that greed to gain so much more. And at the end of the day, they will lose. Another psychological factor that affects investment or affect the way we invest is what I call risk tolerance. A lot of people are risk averse. Some would want to dive into, not calculating and taking calculated risk. And you see them eventually losing a lot of money because of their risk tolerance. They're not willing to take risk. Some are willing to, but they just jump at it and lose a lot. And the last one I'm going to talk about is what we call mental accounting. This is very, 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 very crucial in affecting the way we have these factors about investment. You see, people treat money differently. This is my income. So because it's my income, I've worked for it. They will take time to plan. They will take time to budget. They will take time to really sit down and invest. But other monies, maybe gifts, bonuses, things they were not expecting, because they feel, oh, it's just a gift, or somebody just, gave me, they just use it anyhow, not properly planning. So when people have different mindsets about money and different types of money and treating it different way, it affects the way, they invest. It affects the psychological factors about money. And Temi here is going to tell us strategies that will help us to overcome all the psychological factors that we've talked about.
Thank you very much, Dr. Lula. So how do you overcome? One, automate your investment. It is important that you automate your investment because it will help you overcome the emotions that is attached to it. Because when you already automate your investment, you don't have to think about it that, oh, I need this money, I don't want to lose it and all of that. It will just, it will be moved to your investment account. Secondly, you need to educate yourself. And that's why we are here at Women Winning with Money. We are here to educate you. We are here to help you. So if there's anything you really need to know or you really want to understand your own psychological factor that affects the way you make, manage, and multiply your money, please reach out to us and we are willing to help. Don't let fear, emotion, and greed affect the way you make your money, you multiply it, and you save it. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Please like, subscribe, follow us on all our social media handles. Until next time on Women Winning with Money.
Bye.